I'm joined now live from Manhattan in New York City by Anshuman Mishra. Anshuman Mishra is an international banker, political strategist, has long-standing ties with the RSS. And the reason that we've got him live is that he spent the last week at Mar-a-Lago, which is the private retreat of President-elect Donald Trump. And we've got some exclusive images from that retreat where the likes of Elon Musk, the Trump family, his financiers were all there. Very few Indians were invited, or people of Indian origin were there in very few numbers. And one of them was Anshuman Mishra, who's now joining us live and exclusive on India Today. Anshuman, welcome. It's good to have you with us. So you were really where a lot of people would have wanted to be, the most happening place when Donald Trump was elected president of the United States. So can you start by describing the atmosphere at Mar-a-Lago, what was happening there when news came out that Donald Trump would be the 47th president of the US?
Yeah, good morning, Rahul. Hope you're well. Yeah, it was quite a special evening, an evening which you normally tell to your grandkids. It was just magical. You know, everyone was asked to get there by 7:38. The president, surprisingly, was there before, president-elect now. He was there prior with his whole family, but the key people were his campaign chief and then his two sons and their families, along with his younger daughter, Tiffany, and her family. And then Elon, Joe Rogan, and Dana White, all close friends, and Steve Wynn. So I was lucky enough to be at the table sitting with him for 4 or 5 hours. He was quite relaxed, although in the first stretch around 9 p.m. local time to 10:30, he didn't sit even for a minute. And this man is 78 years old. And at 11:30, when Pennsylvania, sorry, not Pennsylvania, North Carolina got called in. At that time, he got very comfortable. He sat down again and finished the meal. Around midnight, we all left for convention center for his big speech. And the guy was up till 3:30 in the morning. And remember, the day before, he was campaigning in Pennsylvania and came back at 5:30. So 2 nights in a row, 78 years old, surviving 2 assassination attempts, surviving all those lawsuits, the hundreds of millions of dollars of legal bills, and he's on top. There are only 2 politicians.
So what was the conversation with Donald Trump like? When you're becoming president of the United States, then for a while age doesn't seem to matter and you get new energy, and that's quite inevitable. You said you had many conversations with the president-elect during this week at Mar-a-Lago. So what were those conversations with Donald Trump and his family like?
He basically recounted the rally. He said that I used to think I do big rallies, then I ended up in Ahmedabad, and your leader showed me what the real crowd is. And then he also mentioned doing Howdy Modi in Houston, and he said that, boy, the way you guys do rally, we can never dream of. He's very big on those numbers. There's only 2 things going through the election campaign he cared about. One was the size of the crowd, which he said he can never beat India or Mr. Modi. And the second was the polls. So that's all he was. I think he was just enjoying it at this age, at 78. He was not really tense about anything. He was just having fun, while the other guys were quite stressed. And I think that's what carried the day for him. He was just having fun. Elon was having fun. These guys were
Prime Minister Modi and Donald Trump share a good bonhomie. How do you see that impact the India-US relationship from here on? I mean, he's also talking about trade tariffs. He's called India a tariff king. So there is that element of him being mercurial, unpredictable. But he also has a great relationship with our Prime Minister.
Yeah, to be honest, I cannot step into that domain. I'm a private citizen. But he said, you Indians are eating our lunch. So he won't give us an easy ride, that's for sure. But he said, we'll take care of you. We'll take care of you. We'll take care of India. I love India. I love Modi. So, he's an interesting character. He will obviously watch out for his interest. He's really serious. It's not political rhetoric. He's really serious about America first, because he sees America suffering. He sees all this immigration. It's not the same America which I was when I came as a student in 1990. So it's just I think he's very serious about helping those who have got him this far. He literally, that has never happened. He almost won 3 elections. The last election was very close. So, and I think,
So, how many
but at the same
Indians
time,
or people of Indian origin to you seem to be part of Donald Trump's inner circle? Because the people who were at Mar-a-Lago really also on the time of counting are key financiers, his billionaire friends, people he thinks are part of Team Trump. So, how many people of Indian origin were there?
no, from India there wasn't anyone. I think there was Vivek. He was there, but he was not on. He was just. All these guys are now, potential aspirants. So they were all maintaining low profile, but there weren't that many Indians in Mar-a-Lago. Um, not for any other reason. If you know that area, it's basically a billionaire's den where everyone has huge houses, but right by the water, and it was just basically his core guys, which is Elon and others. Joe Rogan, who has a huge following, which flipped the game for him. But surprisingly, he got support from everyone, from Hispanics, from blacks, from young. This has since 1992, first time it has
So, when
happened.
it was clear that Donald Trump is winning the American elections, describe to our viewers what was the Trump after party like?
Yeah, it was till 5:30 in the morning. We all, and the guy who kept on going. He was just like going from table to table. He's really very humble, very affable, very warm guy. But he kept on saying, "I'm going to go to India." And then next day I had lunch with him, and and along with his family, and he said that, I spoke to Prime Minister Modi, and I love that guy. I'm just going to get to India. I'm going to go to India next year, and he has some special bond with India. It's very deep. I've never seen any U.S. president really being genuine about it. So I see Trump 2.0
Okay.
as a pathway to Modi 20, which means 2014 to 2034. I really firmly believe that. I believed in Trump winning all along, and I think this will really usher in the golden era between India-US relationship. It will be a whole different ballgame. It's like having a best friend in White House and having White House having best friend in New Delhi at 7 LKM.
Yeah, but he's also very mercurial. You called him affable and humble. I'm not sure how many people would agree with that description. He's also immensely transactional, and if Xi Jinping gives him a good deal, Indians shouldn't be very surprised. He's a guy who chases
I,
dhanda and deal.
I don't think so. I don't think the atmosphere exists for him to do any deal with China, because they have been tapping his phones. They are literally the establishment, the whole social fabric, the entire Republican Party DNA is not going to do that. There's no way. India is the natural fit, natural ally. And it really doesn't matter which government comes in here. But as far as the India is concerned, India has enjoyed very good relationship even during the past administration. So I think that is not
No,
going to
so you're
happen.
counting, Anshumanji, the positives of Donald Trump coming to power, but amongst the negatives, you mentioned Elon Musk and a lot of the billionaire friends of Donald Trump, that this would actually be a government of capitalists, and some would say this would be the prime example, the epitome of crony capitalism, where some capitalists with personal interests in how governance should be architectured will have a seat on the policy making table.
I don't think so. I disagree. And I disagree only for one reason. U.S. institutions are very strong. Elon is already an established, successful guy who has some earth-shattering innovative products, be it in space. He's doing better job than NASA. He's doing better job than AT&T and Verizon in offering Starlink. He's doing better job in than Ford. So, Elon is disruption. Elon doesn't really need anyone. All he did was create a platform which was neutral. And that's it, because the entire media was against Republicans. They still managed to pull this off only on social media. Because the information was given in a way which was not, biased. So I don't think Elon will get any contracts or anything, or neither he will aspire, nor he will be rewarded unless and until he proves himself on merit. Look, there are certain pluses. There will be less regulation. Obviously, it will be smaller government, and that's why you had seen the best week at the New York Stock Exchange, and the markets are on all-time high after Trump victory. That's there and the entire private equity space, hedge fund space, they're
Okay.
all happy. So there are pluses, just like when 2014 happened, then the markets, showed a lot of traction. So it is going to be a fair government. I don't think he's going to forget. He really genuinely cares about people who voted for him, and that's middle class Americans. They were suffering. So it's not that
Okay.
easy for few people to manipulate. Yeah, go ahead.
For sharing what was a very special experience with our viewers in India today. Anshuman Mishra, thank you very much. I appreciate you taking our time, sharing those videos, sharing your experience, and giving us your insights on what you expect from Donald Trump 2.0. Thank you, and bye-bye.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you. Bye now.